Welcome. Let's get started on our next video. This one is going to be focused on Team's problem statement assignment. As you can see, it lasts 12 days. It opened up on Thursday and it'll last until this date here. Here's what the assignment looks like on Canvas. Let's go through the introduction. Like the blueprints for building a house, a problem statement acts as the plan that the researcher follows as she or he performs the research. The problem statement must focus the separate pieces of work on the same goal. Like a blueprint, the more accurate and detailed the problem statement, the more likely the project will succeed. The most fundamental component of a solid research project is a clear and concise problem statement. If the problem statement does not contain specific language, the researcher may go off on tangents. A solid, in-depth understanding of the research and information surrounding a specific topic will support such a statement. The ability to specifically identify and define a valid problem to be solved is a true hallmark of a successful professional in any field. Below, you'll find resources. You'll need the obvious things like your engineering notebook and some electronic device that's on the internet. You'll need to use the effective research page, research websites page, APA citations, and now a decision matrix. Definitely visit this page and do some digging in decision matrices so that you remember what they are from when you were in IED. You'll find that there's information in here on selecting the best solution path, information on what they look like, steps for using one, and you'll even find a presentation at the bottom to help you if you get stuck. You're going to be reaching out to experts and mentors, so this is a good time to look at that page as well. We've talked about it in the past, but just as a reminder, this is what it looks like. You have everything from tips on professionalism to strategies for making contact with industry experts, post-secondary staff, people who work in universities and colleges, and correspondence tips as well as documentation. There's also the professional correspondence page. That page has a lot of good information in it as well, very similar to the working with experts and mentors. Then we have the problem statement documents. Developing a problem statement presentation is right here. I highly recommend that you look this presentation over. It breaks down for you what a problem statement is. As you scroll through it, you'll find lots of information about research problem statements, business and industry problem statement. These 5 questions: what, who, where, when, how many people, those are the 5 more important questions that you're going to come to with a problem statement. So you have to decide as a team which type of problem statement will you write. Is it a business problem statement, sometimes referred to as an elevator pitch? What are the 5 facts for your problem statement? A good strategy is to take a research problem statement and turn it into a business problem statement. So identify what those 5 facts are, those very important questions, and you can see how in a research problem statement, kind of lengthy here, game fishermen fishing in the lower Laguna Madre of Texas, you're identifying who, you're identifying where, you're identifying how many, a decrease of 20%. It's between 2002 and 2007. That's the when. And the what? Premature death due to mouth infections caused when undersized fish are caught and released. But let's shorten this. Let's make it to the point. An elevator pitch. Business problem statement, taking those 5 facts and turning it into this. From 2002 to 2007, the population of red drum fish in South Texas has been reduced by 20% due to infection caused by catch and release methods. This presentation is 15 slides long, has a lot of good information in it. I highly encourage you to look it over. There's also a problem statement research summary sheet that you'll probably want to use as you do some research for your problems. Problem statement matrix, also a good thing to use. There are a variety of different ways that you can set up a decision matrix. In this case, you're seeing one set up for the problem statement. The instructions are: assign each problem statement a number, add up to 3 additional criteria if needed, assign a weight to each criteria based on what you value to be the most important. The weight is a multiplier. In other words, a 3 in the weight column means that it is 3 times more important than a column with a 1. Score each problem statement according to each criteria from a scale of, say, 5 is the highest to 0 is the lowest. Write your criteria here, your weights, and then your idea numbers across the top. Score them together. score them separately. Do what you need as a team to be able to make the decision about what's the most important thing. This is the problem statement rubric. If you go to the bottom of the assignment, you'll find that same problem statement rubric. Just depends on if you want to download a copy of it, whether or not you use the problem statement documents version of the problem statement rubric or the one at the bottom of this assignment. You also have access to patents and intellectual property page. Again, this is for your benefit. If you choose to use it, great. And then component 0, because there's probably some things in the component 0 resources you could use, and I wanted to give you quick access to it. Let's dive into the procedure. Your team members were brought together because you all have interest in a similar topic. In this activity, your team will begin with those common interests and work toward formulating a problem statement that will define the problem you will work on for the remainder of the year. Remember that you must document all work related to your design project. I want to talk about the fact that you'll work on this for the remainder of the year, but these things are living documents. If you find as you move forward that the problem statement that you created needs to be altered slightly, that's okay to do. Some of you might find that the problem you set out to solve really needed to be refined and gone back to maybe once, maybe twice. So you have to propose problem statements. Number 1, use the problem statement documents to understand the expectations of an EDD problem statement. Right off the bat, make sure you know what's in those documents. Number 2, individually propose 2 to 3 problem statements for consideration. Now that means that every teammate is going to create their own 2 to 3 problem statements and come back together as a team. Then they're going to discuss those problem statements. Then they're going to have to start picking from those what are the best ones. So teams should create a problem statement Google Sheet, something that's stored in their shared Google folder. Make tabs at the bottom of each for the teammates. Teammates will work on their 5 facts. Remember, this is that research problem statement. See those problem statement documents if you need to again. And record their 2 to 3 problem statements in their ENBs. Once a teammate is happy with initial versions of her or his 5 facts and problem statements, she or he will enter her or his problem statements in the appropriate place on the team's problem statement Google Sheet. Many of you will probably ask me, are we doing this right? I want you to remember, this is an open-ended class. I'm giving you basic guidelines. So here I've told you, teams should create a problem statement Google Sheet. That's been italicized and underlined. I think that's the best approach for you. At the bottom, put in all of your teammates' names. Now you have a centralized location where you can start to collect some of this information together. Notice that number 3 says, use the team's problem statement Google Sheet to initially evaluate each proposed problem statement from each teammate. This is to provide teammates with constructive feedback and help them improve their problem statements. Is the problem statement concise? Does the problem statement leave room for multiple solutions? Is the problem statement specific enough to be solvable in the given time frame and with the resources that we have available? Does this problem statement imply a solution? Does the problem statement identify who says this is a problem? Does the problem statement explain exactly what the problem is? Does the problem statement give us some type of geographical location? Does the problem statement explain when the problem occurred and perhaps for how long? So with number 3, we're talking about going back to that Google Sheet and utilizing it in a way based on what you've learned from the problem statement documents that can help you start to whittle down which problem statements make the most sense, are the most concise, which ones have the best 5 facts, which ones really did the job. For each of your problem statements, collect 2 to 3 credible sources to validate a problem actually exists. Use the problem statement research summary sheet, notice that I've underlined that, in the problem statement documents to assist with your research. Remember to properly record this research in your ENB and make sure that you're using APA citations. Now, if you're questioning what that means to record it in your ENB, I highly encourage you to look at the ENB documents that we have available and to start doing some digging on that. You're definitely going to want to have a section in your ENB that's for research and where you can at least record your citation. If you're going to use a Google Doc where all of your APA citations are stored, great. But make sure that in that section of your EMB, you're recording the places and the general information that you found from a location. Not necessarily all of your research, but you need to have an area for your citations, and it needs to reference to that Google Doc as to that's where we can find the APA citations. Use the effective research page to help evaluate each resource, and the research websites page for resources if you need some starting point. Use working with experts and mentors and professional correspondence if you reach out to any professionals, and you should. If 2 to 3 credible sources cannot be found, then adjust the problem statement or come up with a different one so that the problem statement is at least preliminarily validated. Number 5, update the team's problem statement Google Sheet to include your validation. Use the problem statement Google Sheet to create a problem statement matrix to choose among the problem statement ideas that you've put in your ENBs. Number 6, use the problem statement Google Sheet to create a problem statement matrix to choose among the problem statement ideas. You want to consider how the matrix looks. It's up to the team, but consider something similar to what you found in the problem statement documents under the problem statement matrix. I'm not trying to dictate to you how to make it. Make it the way that your team thinks is the best. Each teammate should individually evaluate each problem statement, compare notes, and as a group, select a problem statement. You have plenty of time to figure out what makes for the best problem statement. Right now, even though your brain is trying to find a solution that works, you need to find a problem that's validated and justifiable. Keep in mind that your team's problem statement may be modified or even changed during a later stage. Call back to where I said that at the beginning. Number 7, identify up to 5 associations, organizations, or professional societies that relate to your chosen topic area. These areas are what you all are considering as the problems you're trying to solve right now. Clean water, menstrual products, sun visors for your car, earbuds. These are those topic areas that your team has settled on. Now you're trying to find a problem within them that is a manageable, specific problem that you can move forward with. These 5 associations or organizations or professional societies might be able to help you in doing this. When you do, record contact information in a contact section of your ENB. Have a place in your ENB dedicated to just contacts. You might ask yourself, and you probably ask me, where? Well, that's up to you. Remember, you're going to have to present your ENBs to me as a team, so make that decision now. Make it early, make it soon. When you contact them, be sure that you request information from each group that will help advance your research. Be sure to record the details of your correspondence in the chronological section of your ENB. In other words, in your ENB that isn't your contact section or isn't some resource section that you've created. So that means the rest of your ENB, that's the chronological section. Make sure your entries go in chronologically. That means by date. You should also be sure to record the details of any correspondence in that chronological section of your ENB. Use the professional correspondence page and all of the resources there to help with any and all of this process, to include that correspondence log. Going to be pretty useful. Consider asking those experts to mail in some information to you. Send you some physical objects that you can see. And as always, include any details in that correspondence as well. Number 9, find and record at least 6 patents that solve a problem similar to yours or that poorly solves the problem that you're setting out to solve. Number 10, as a team, research at least 10 artifacts that support the validity of your problem statement. Record that supporting information. Do experts believe it to be a problem? Do consumers believe it to be a problem? Is there data that supports the need for a solution? Are there examples that exist of unsuccessful attempts to solve the problem, or that the attempts have significant flaws? Use the problem statement research summary sheet in those documents to help document each artifact that you find. As always, be sure to include that research in your E&Bs. Number 11, create a document that conveys the team's final problem statement and work associated with developing that problem statement. Submit the document when you turn in this assignment. You're going to turn in this assignment as a team. You're already put into your project groups within Canvas, so everybody gets the same score. Be sure that you include the most significant supporting information found during the team's research and access to the work associated with developing it. Be sure the problem statement answers all of the following questions, those 5 facts. Who says there's a problem? What exactly is the problem? Where's the problem exist? What's happened? And how long has it been happening? How prevalent is this problem? Be sure you provide statistics for that one. Number 12, move on to becoming an expert and remember to respond to the worthy problem statement discussion. It should open up pretty soon. This assignment is worth 75 points. You'll need to either upload a website URL for however it is you're going to show me the work that you do, or a file upload for whatever it is that you've created and need to share with me. Remember, you need to create some document that conveys your team's final problem statement. If your team is deciding to make a website to put all of this stuff on, kudos to you. If your team is deciding to just use a Google Doc for this, awesome, I'm okay with that. But whatever it is, make sure I can access it before you turn it in. If you look at your rubric, you'll find that you have identification and definition of problem, level of detail, and limits on solutions. Read those through thoroughly. Keep in mind, you guys are probably going to want to shoot for 4s and 5s, or the distinguished and accomplished area, so make sure you pay attention to those specifically. Well, that's it for now. My next video will hopefully help you with becoming an expert. Good luck, and let me know if you have any problems with this or need any assistance. As you know, I'm just an email away.